Hello everyone, so I'm going to be doing a small book haul. I got most of these books in the month of January, so let's get started. The first book I got was Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. This is a horror fantasy novel about Lewis, who tells his journey to becoming a vampire, who was turned by the sinister Lestat. I was given this book by my half-brother. This is one of his favorite movies, and he knows I like to read, so he thought I should give this a try. And see, I think those are the best kind of gifts when they put like something personal in it. So it just makes me want to read it even more. And I've always wanted to read this book, and afterwards I'll watch the movie, since I've never read or seen the movie, but I've always wanted to. The second book I got was The Outsider by Stephen King. This is a mystery thriller novel about 11-year-old boy's body was found in the park, and all the evidence points to Terry Maitland, who is the Little League coach and an English teacher, and he is very popular among the town. I saw a trailer for this and I thought it looked very good, and this won the Goodreads 2008 awards for Best Mystery Thriller, and I am getting really into Stephen King novels, and this looked just really good, and so I really am looking forward to reading this book. The next one I got is The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. This is a mystery thriller novel about Anne Fox, who suffers from agoraphobia. She spends her time drinking a lot of wine, watching old movies, and spying on her neighbors. And soon the Russells move in, and she befriends Mrs. Russell, and she understands that Mrs. Russell is afraid of her husband, and there's something very sketchy with the husband. And soon she is spying on the Russells, and she sees Mrs. Russell get murdered. And she quickly calls the police, but when the police arrive, there is no evidence that a murder has occurred, or even that the woman she has seen is Mrs. Russell. I bought this book for the Oh No They Didn't reading challenge for January. It was to read a book that will be turned into a movie or a show. And I read this book already, which I will discuss my feelings in my wrap-up. And I saw the trailer for this, and it looked really good, and I like mystery thriller novels, especially when it has to do with psychology. The next book I picked up, which I was so excited to find, is Am C3PO, The Inside Story by Anthony Daniels. So this is a biography about the actor who plays C3PO. I am obsessed with Star Wars, and C3PO is my favorite character. I am so excited to read this and learn about the author who brought my favorite character to life. And I just think the cover is so pretty. It's C3PO. I just love it. The next book is Minehunters, Inside the FBI's Elite Serial Crime Unit by John Douglas and Mark Olshaker. This is a true crime novel about an FBI agent, John Douglas, who has hunted some of the most notorious and sadistic criminals. He has researched to study the motives and get inside their minds. I think that is amazing. It sounds so fascinating because I want to know like their motives and get into the side of the minds of serial killers. And this is the book for February in my book club, the Peter Mon book club. And so I picked this up, and I was so excited when they announced that this was February's choice, because I've always wanted to read this, especially after the Netflix series. The next book is The Road to Jonestown, Jim Jones and People's Temple by Jeff Gunn. This is a true crime novel about the Jonestown massacre, which was one of the biggest murder-suicide in American history. I know very little about Jim Jones and his cult. I think I know the basics, like they made people drink the Kool-Aid. And I just want to learn more about it, because cults and all that fascinate me, and I've always wanted to learn more about this. Who was Jim Jones, and how did he get all those followers to listen to him? And the last book I got was Just a Breath Away by Carlene Thompson. This is a mystery thriller novel about Kelsey March, whose sister was shot down. They were walking together and someone shot her, and the shooter was killed at the scene. And she's finding all these things out, like maybe the shooter was a hitman hired to kill her and not her sister. I just love Carlene Thompson books. They are my guilty pleasure, and so far this is the only book I haven't read of hers. So I'm kind of excited and sad at the same time, because then there's no more of hers to read. And considering I usually read these pretty quickly, I'm very sad. So those are all the books I bought recently. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!